Okay, so note to self, I realized that these transmissions have different chambers. I had pretty much forgotten because I haven't really messed with a John Deere tractor in a while because they're that reliable, especially the 7000 series. These things are bulletproof. I mean, I've actually been actively looking for more 7000 series tractors to bring in the shop, fix up, use, and then sell them because they're great. The problem is they want so much money for really beat up tractors. Yes, of course I could get another 7810. Yes, of course I could buy $40,000, put $40,000, buy a tractor for $40,000, and then put another $20,000 into it, making it a $50,000, $60,000 tractor, and then sell it for a $20,000 profit. But it's kind of tough to do that. You have to do paint. You'd probably be into it. You'd probably be able to get good money, put new tires, new paint on it, go over the mechanics of it, and then, you know, get it gone. But that does not do anything for the hours meter. You know, once you get over 10,000 hours, people are really shy about buying these tractors, even if they have new clutch packs in them and new engine or an overhaul kit in the engine, which is great. But, you know, people are really skeptical when it comes to that. You really need to do a cab off restoration of the tractor, and then by that point you've got so much into it that you're just not going to get the money back out of it that you've got into it. So finding a tractor that has been in an accident or twisted off, got some internal problems like clutch packs in a transmission at 5,000 to 8,000 hours is next to near impossible because they just didn't have those problems. The only way that they would have those problems is if they put like that 303 crap oil out of Tractor Supply in there, which is perfectly possible. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and show you what else you have to remove before you can drop this box down. There's only a couple of things. So thing one, and we'll just call it thing one, is this pipe. Okay, so this big pipe, this is the supply pipe to the transmission. Okay, it's not the return, it's the supply. So you got to take this off, right? It's the suction tube, so the pump is up in here someplace. I've never had to take one of these apart, but I could guarantee you it's right there. Anyway, there's 3 bolts in here, and there's a gasket, which if you're careful you don't break it because it's steel, and in there's O-rings. Now, some of these tractors, and I'm not sure if this one is that way, but a lot of them have a screen in behind that pipe. And we're going to find out here pretty soon if that screen is back there. And that will tell me a lot about the health of the brakes, even if this drop box has broken, worn out clutch plates in it before I actually get it dropped off of there. But when the brakes go bad and start to fail, that's usually where they end up, is in the sump there, and it drops down into the bucket. I'm going to take a look at that when I dump it out, but the real telltale sign is when I pull that screen out of there, if it's coated with crap. Very rarely on like the 7530, I had brakes go bad. That's where the crap was at. So I was always pulling that out. Did a lot of crap with that tractor while we were down in North Carolina. And I think it was the last year I ended up second to last year. It was 2020. We had to take the stub axles off and rebuild the brake systems, which was no big deal. Do a cleanup, filtration system. I made a filtration system out of fuel filters and actually just pumped oil. As I was going down the road, I'd pump the oil through this thing, and it cleaned it right up. You got to be careful though, because those filters will explode if you jam them up. But it really wasn't hard to clean it up. So you got this here, and then I do believe I got to take this pipe off here, which goes to the top. I'll take it off at the bottom. This is the supply line, the pressure line that goes to this sump or to this drop box. That actuates the clutch packs that are in there. But I can easily just take it off, kind of stick it out of the way, put it up behind this shifter lever here. There's a shifter lever. You can move it out of the way, stick it there, drop the box, and I'll be able to move around. There are no gaskets on these boxes, and I will talk about that later and show you what that is all about and why there's not any gaskets there. But for right now, I'm going to get my 13mm socket out, and I'm going to take these off, and I'm going to pull that pipe. I'm going to put the bucket, slide the bucket over. I'm going to dump it out first because there's good oil in there. I'm going to put the cap on, dump the bucket. Then I'm going to pull that pipe out and pull the screen out and take a look and see what's in there. Through that hole where the oil's coming out of, you should be able to stick your finger in there and feel that screen. If somebody's an idiot, they will pull that screen out of there and not put it back. I've seen people do that. What that does is sends all the trash up into the pump, and you'll plug this filter housing, this filter here, this big black filter, that'll plug that sucker right up with big chunky stuff. And those filters have now gotten quite expensive, so it's just better to leave that screen in there. Just keep all the trash down there. You don't want to send it up into your system because the filter is after the pump, and it'll just destroy the pump and a whole bunch of other things. So let me get on to that, and when I pull that apart, I'll show you. Alright, so what this is an O-ring that goes on the end of that shaft, or on the end of that tube. I can see some crap in that screen. We're going to have some fun with this thing. Hopefully it's not too terribly bad, but you just save this. You save that thing. No oil came out, so I definitely got it all. There it is. There we go. Perfect. Our transmission is fine. This is just some crap. This is just normal brake wear. That's what that is on both ends. I've already pulled these off and seen all kinds of metal shavings. Here's a piece of metal. Not sure what that is. Could be left over from machining of the machine. Oh, here's something. There's something. I don't know what that is. All in all, not terrible. Whatever that. It's like aluminum foil. That could be something from it looked like aluminum foil, like from yeah, that's exactly what that is. It's off of a quart of oil or something like that. It's just a seal. It's not steel. Oh, there's that oil drip down on my head. Hold on a second. Tim just showed up. So I'm going to shut this off. All right, so Tim showed up. All right, so we're going to show you. That's just at the very bottom of the sump. I've seen these things completely covered with fuzz. And what that fuzz is actually brake material. So as the brakes wear, it's got to collect someplace, and it does. I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen a hell of a lot worse. But so far, what we've found is basically the remnants of
dirt.
Well, remnants of a seal, like out of the top of a, looked like aluminum foil. That was in there, like for, what do we put in there? Lucas oil?
Yeah.
So that could be from me. This tractor was actually owned by Foley Caterpillar out of Piscataway. I farm their farm down here. This is not, these are all natural things. So what I'm digging off of here is like seeds. Bits of dirt, like maybe had gotten in from opening and closing the fill hole. But that's seeds. That's a seed.
That is a seed.
Yeah. So Tim's got some starting fluid. Nothing of concern. Let's put it that way. It's that simple. Nothing of concern. I'm not concerned with anything that I see on this screen. I've already picked these things up open and been like mortified. Holy smokes, I got to pull the whole transmission apart just to clean that out. Now, when brakes go bad is usually when you see that really filled up crap. But honestly, I'm not going to complain at all about that.
Looks good.
Yeah, just a few bits of, when they build these things, yeah, they're nice and clean, but their sealant that they use, there's sealant that they use when they put these tractors together. There's what they call 515. There's bits of, as you slide O-rings together, you may have a little bit of O-ring shear. There's always little bits of rubber. What you don't want to see is chunks of clutch plate. They're going to be little squares or rectangles, tiny little rectangles, and there's none of that in here at all. So all in all, I'm going to say that this screen is just fine. I'm not going to complain about it at all. And now I'm going to go ahead and drop that box. We have a floor jack, a big floor jack. Something that we can grab that thing up with. I don't think we do. That motorcycle jack might work. Yeah, I got a motorcycle jack that was given to me by somebody that isn't allowed to be here anymore, which is fine. But yeah, that's all frozen that's frost from the starting fluid. So, oh yeah, cold. Woo-wee. Watch. You see it turn black? That's cool, huh? Anyway, I don't know if it'll get up high enough. You got to find out if it goes up high enough. The handle's out there. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to say the screen checks out. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and slide it back in there just so that it doesn't get misplaced. But nothing I'm concerned with. You know, I already pulled these things apart. 4020 we had years ago. That thing, I pulled that thing apart, and it looked like some millings from a machine shop. That's what it looked like. I ended up tearing that tractor completely apart. It was the first tractor I ever tore apart completely. I mean, literally, engine off. Did I rebuild the engine in that? I did an end frame in that. No, I did not. Split the tractor, front half, left the engine in the front half away, pulled the two pieces, had the differential, had the wheels off. It was completely tore apart. Everything was apart. It turned out that there was new brakes, new synchronizers. Those were what really tore up. Synchronizer shaft, I think third and sixth gear. There was a reverse gear that something had happened, and it was a very used tractor that we had bought off of a neighbor, and that's not high enough. So I'll just have to muscle it, that's all. That's all, no big deal. Anyway, I'm gonna climb onto the tractor. Huh. All right, I got all those. I'll go ahead and pull those bolts out with that impact. So now the crazy thing is, I'm only going to leave a couple of bolts in. I'm going to leave the corners in so that it doesn't fall on my head. These are machine bolts. They're not, no washers on these. Figure. What's that?
So what could be used as a cushion?
Oh, I'm gonna catch it. It's not that heavy. I mean, it's not light, but I don't want to take it to the face either. It's gonna be one of those things that's gonna hang up there. It's gonna hang up there, right? Because there's probably dowel pins there. And it's like, okay, all right. I think I broke the ears off of one of these things one time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Would you remember which one it was, though?
No, I think that was the 7410.
Yeah, but I don't remember if it was this or not. Was it? Don't. It's not holding on by anything. I got 2 bolts left in it. That's it. So, you feel like bench pressing that?
Yes.
Ooh. I wouldn't put my head under it, but you want to take them out, and I can fit under there a little better.
Yeah.
It's only these 2 bolts here.
That's
Oh, the oil to the head didn't make me very nice. Got it? Yeah, get that one. Oh, that's freaking oil. Yeah, I just got to. Oh. There's something weird someplace. No, I got it. There's nothing else holding it. Because it's right there, you know. Alright, so it's stuck on there, but the 515 juice, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, let me get up from under it. Watch your head. What could we catch that with, right? I mean, it's just hanging there, but it's heavy. It's not really that heavy. What I want to do, I can catch it in my lap. How about you get a pry bar? I put it up there with my knees a long time ago. Just go get a pry bar. It's fine. I put the one up in the 7410 up with my knees. I did it myself. It's been a long time ago. So yeah, I should be able to do that. Yeah, because it's got dowel pins, right? Huh. Yeah, let's try this guy here. Oh, no, that hurt. Damn thing got me in the gut.
Oh, there it went.
Yeah, there it went. Well, how much of it? Dowel pins. Yeah, it's the dowel pins that are going to get it. It's coming down. No, I got it. It's the backside. Go to the backside with that pry bar. I think it'll wiggle.
It's wiggling.
Is it coming down now?
Yeah. There it went.
Yeah, well, kinda. It's sticking on the backside. You know, you get the pry bar, right? There it is. All right, I'm gonna bring it down. Woohoo! There you go.
I got it.
You sure? Oh, there goes my pants. All right. Woohoo! I think we should probably go and invest in a good floor jack for that. So, now you get the first looks up and under there. What I'm going to do, we're going to talk about this a little bit. So, that gear runs off of here, right? I think that's where it is. Or no, that's the park pole. This is the park. So, I'm going to tell you something. Ready? So this is the parking gear. That's where a lot of metal comes from. You can see it's kind of chewed up in there. And I'm going to look in the bottom of that case. These things like to break a gear off of there. So word to the wise, always stop the tractor before you throw it into park. Because if you don't, you'll end up breaking a tooth in there. And it'll work okay, but it can go around and then hit other things. But here's the gear that runs off of right there. I'm sure it's this one. This one right here, this bull gear. Yeah, I guess you want to call it a bull gear. That would be a drive gear to me. But I'm going to go over and find out if it's in the front or the back. So, yeah. Let me get my thing shut off here. Okay, where did you go with that thing? Where the hell are you? That goes at the back, that's right. So this is the drive gear, obviously. You got that drive gear there, and the clutch pack is in here. Your pressure line, hold on here, let me get my camera in the right spot. Your pressure line is here, and your solenoid runs up through there, which runs pressure inside of that shaft. All that stuff goes in the middle. Right? See anything weird down there?
Nope.
Nothing, no teeth or anything down in there?
I was looking for teeth here, but I didn't see
No, it won't do that. I'm talking the park pole teeth will break off, and that's where they'll end up. So what has to happen now is we got to pull this piece off. I don't like it up here. I want it on the workbench. I don't want it on this thing. It's too high. And we're going to clean it off, so but we got to move a spot. You don't have to do that quite now. Don't hurt yourself. I got to clean this stuff off and get it out of sight.